I think it's working. Hi. I think it's working. I think I am actually live. So, I'm Levi Smith, and this is my art stream. I'm going to do some drawing and maybe talk about some pop culture or something. I don't know. I've been trying to get this all to work for the past week or so, and I think we've got it. I think we're doing it. Yeah, that's great. So here I've got my little canvas. I'm just going to draw a thing. I think I'm just going to do this for about a half an hour or so. I don't know exactly what I'm going to draw. I think I'm going to play around with like the idea of a turtle here first. Maybe not Ninja Turtle, but just turtle. Yeah, so we'll see how all this goes. All right. So while I'm drawing, I got my little digital drawing pad right here. So while the view of my office might be interesting, I am probably just gonna switch to this. So yeah, looks like everything works. I got my phone on airplane mode. I got worked out a lot of bugs here. And so I'm excited. We're actually gonna do this live. All right, so yeah, so a turtle. It's one of the things I'm gonna do. Oh, that's not black. Yeah, okay, that's fine. One of the I don't know, one of my things here with all of this is that I am not I'm not using any reference. I don't really have a plan. I'm just gonna draw kind of like my my daily sketches that I used to do. I guess this is kind of like getting back to that. And so I mean it's really just whatever I manage, you know. And we'll see how far it goes. No promises on how cool or successful this drawing is going to be or not be. A lot of this is really just exercise drawing, you know, trying to be creative, trying to do things that's more fun, warm-up type stuff, low pressure, you know, live on YouTube, that's no pressure. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I mean, yeah, you can see here I'm drawing up, I'm drawing this guy fairly small here. One of the things that I will do that with, just to play with ideas, is to draw small like this. And then, of course, you know, digitally you can blow it up and stuff. But this kind of just keeps you focused on basic shapes, general ideas, the composition, and then you can work out any other kind of details as you go. So I think, yeah, this guy here seems like a good, nice little kind of Pokemonish kind of face. And then I think this guy's gonna work out here for our need. So I just got a turtle here. Nothing super exciting. Some basic shadows. And this is one of the things I'll work out, like when I'm doing like conceptual thumbnailing and stuff, is try to pick out where the lights and the darks are going to be. Try to understand just how things are going to look in an overall sense. Basic shapes. Excuse me. So this is not. So this isn't really like a tutorial kind of thing. I'm not really interested in like really just trying to teach anybody how to draw, even though I might talk about what I'm doing and why and stuff. But I'm gonna drop the opacity on that real low, and I'm just gonna take this actually to black and get in here. still want to work on some conceptual stuff here. So we've got, yeah, see this black here. So once we've found a lot of our shapes, we're going to add, now I want to add in a little bit more specific detail, not necessarily worried about refining things yet, but especially details, you know, because one of the things I think we're going to do is, so this wasn't intentionally going into a Super Mario direction, but I think that's just kind of how spiky turtle shells seem these days, right? Interesting. And that is a lesson on recognition of design patterns. That even though this isn't at all in any style or any intention to be like a Super Mario kind of fan art kind of thing, clearly we are getting really close to that. Let's see here, which I'm okay with. I don't think that's going to shift my plan, but I will definitely be okay with the comparison, with the recognition. That won't bother me at all if this gets posted and everybody's like, oh wow, that's like a Mario thing. So we will just go along with this. Oh, so yeah, so what is today? Today's the 2nd of June? Man, it's wild that 2022 is going by this fast. But yeah, there's a new Star Trek episode of Strange New Worlds I have not seen. They dropped another episode of Obi-Wan, episode 3. Seemed really fast after they dropped the first 2 episodes, which, you know, no complaints here. But yeah, I saw the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan. Those were great, you know. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the series. You know, I really enjoyed Mandalorian. You know, Boba Fett was, you know, it was all right. It's all right. I'm not mad at it. But it was definitely not the Mandalorian. At least not until the Mandalorian shows up. But Strange New Worlds, though, man, I am so excited for how good that's turning out. I am definitely a fan of New Trek, but there is just something to say about a certain kind of styling and motif in Star Trek that really makes it Star Trek. And I really think that the Strange New Worlds is captured that and is building on it in a way that is rarely done, ironically enough, in Star Trek. But yeah. Yes, I've been really impressed with those. But I've enjoyed all the new Trek, Lower Decks, Prodigy, Discovery, Picard, the short treks I've enjoyed. I don't know. I don't ask too much of my entertainment, I guess. And I think I'm better off for it, you know. Had bigger things to worry about. Like, what the fuck am I doing with this turtle? I don't know. I mean, it's turning out all right. Yeah. I don't know. Should we get that? Yeah. Some fangs and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Let's let this guy tell me here what's going on with him, what he's about. Okay, so that's ridged out right there a little bit more like that. And this is gonna definitely poke out more on this side. Get a little bit more edgy there. lighting is really basic. You know, it's from the top. That's going to just give us an easy way to figure out some values. Build up some depth here with this guy. He's definitely coming along. I don't think that. Excuse me. Take a little drink of soda. Forgot my damn coffee mug at the house. I'll do that from time to time, especially if I've already had a good amount of coffee before I've left the house. I had a pretty decent amount of coffee before I left the house. I'm drinking a pot of coffee in about an hour. You know. I drink a lot of coffee, but if you're watching this channel, you probably already know that. That's kind of a theme of mine. So see, yeah, I'm still going to be modifying and examining different, oh yeah, that's right, yeah, I like that. That little scoop down right there. And the upper part of his arm kind of gives that elbow. Yeah. These wide feet. That's cool. Yeah, okay. I mean, this guy ain't running. Not really worried about a dynamic pose or anything. He's just gonna have to look a little. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it almost looks like I could put like a dog collar on. You know, it's amazing how quickly that'll change the context of, an image, especially a creature. I mean, you know, it's a pretty serious, beefy kind of dragon or whatever, and you stick a collar on it, man, and it just changes the whole context of the image. And just how we interpret, you know, subtle clues and stuff. I mean, that's one of the things, you know, that we really look for and key into a piece, a drawing, a painting, any kind of cartoon, or, you know, that's one of the things, you know, that I don't know. I mean, I'm not a real big hater of social media. You know, I like social media. I think it can be improperly used. I think it can definitely be abused. But at the same time, man, I mean, people just consume way more art than they used to through Instagram and through, you know, all this other stuff. I mean, it's so much easier for regular people to get their work out. You know, the barriers of like corporate gatekeeping and stuff, and labels, and production companies and stuff. I mean, all that still definitely has its place and its value for sure. But you know, some 15-year-old kid can just draw her heart out, post it all up on Instagram and stuff, you know, and build a little following, or get some instruction, you know, get some advice and stuff. I mean, the availability of art instruction on YouTube is just insane. It's just amazing to me. I love it all. It is really incredible. You know, you just also have to deal with, you know, as far as like powerful technology, man. They're all double-edged swords. You know, that's just powerful technology. You know, there needs to be a responsibility taken up on the user, and I think to a degree taken upon the developers, as far as how easy it is to do harm with powerful technology. You know, but yeah. So we've got. I mean, pretty easy little gimmick, you know, here. Let's just take a basic turtle. Let's take a bunch of spikes on its back. That really changes everything as far as how he's viewed, how he's interpreted. I mean, what kind of story, you know, does a turtle like this have? At least at this point, you know, is he from Earth? Is it a mutant kind of turtle? Is it from another planet? Is it from like some video game world kind of thing? What kind of habitat does a creature like this live in to evolve this sort of thing, you know? Some kind of prehistoric thing. I mean, definitely does give off, yeah, either those Super Mario or prehistoric vibes. What's that, Ankylosaur, or I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've been up on the dinosaur genealogies. Beyond the basics, you know. But yeah, so kind of got this. Yeah, probably should have a few more here. Spikes here, these little guys. It's always a nice effect, is varying the size of the spikes and also kind of grasping, you know, how that variance would tend to arrange itself in a way that seems kind of natural. These smaller spikes towards the bottom edges. That way they don't quite get too much in the way of like his natural foraging and movement and stuff. I mean, yeah, think about what a dude like this eats. Yeah, more spikes the better. What's going on up in here? Just to suggest, yeah, there's that depth. I'm just gonna kind of shade this and push it further in the back. Just do a little bit more hatching in here to kind of show. Alright, so this under doesn't need a lot going on. Alright. Suspicious. Let's get top of the neck. We can create some good texture. Shadow here is just by adding in more detail lines where the shadows would go. That builds up some of the density of the line work, and then adds some shadow. Alright, so yeah. So normally, and I still gotta figure a few things out about this, but normally I'm going to set it up so I can actually, because I can't see, I don't know if anybody's watching or not, and that doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. It's just an achievement for me to get all of this working and get it live. Yeah, so I'll be, you know, trying to figure out ways to get all this set up so that I can see who's watching, if anybody's watching, to see, you know, just what's going on. If there's going to be any chat or anything like that, we'll figure that out and stuff. Really, the producer of this is Kenny Pickett, my business partner and one of my best friends. We've been creative partners for 25 plus years, and so this is really like him putting together the gear, the software, the know-how behind the software, setting things up. I mean, I helped build a few of the graphics and stuff, but yeah, it's really he's the guy that's producing all of this stuff in a technical sense for sure. Yeah, so we're gonna get all these other things figured out. We're gonna find our sweet spot, gain our footing. Really, this is just just step one of this little project. The idea is that as often as I can. I mean, my goal is to literally do this in a daily sense, kind of do that whole daily sketch thing. Just do it here, and while that's happening, I mean, some of these drawings are going to be hits, some of them are going to be misses. The hits, we're gonna make available as art prints on the little 8x8 canvases and stuff we've been printing, and then have those available. It's a little thing to just kind of like help me warm up, do a little thing social media wise, and kind of like start my day off and stuff here at the studio. Before I start tattooing for the day, and getting into all kinds of other stuff. Just a little. This whole daily sketch thing really started off as it had been years since I had done any free drawing. I had just gotten so deep into tattoo designs and stuff, and as awesome as all that is, I just had fallen out of doing any kind of free drawing, drawing that didn't have a purpose, wasn't going to be monetized, it wasn't a commission piece, it wasn't, where I could just fool around and explore and play, I mean, that's one of my favorite things about drawing is just drawing something, whatever, weird, cool, interesting, if I have something, stuck in my head, drawing about it was a real good way to like process and get that out, so I just move on, and it's especially as a mental health thing, keeping up, drawing was just good for my mental health. It would I don't know, you get into that like artistic flow state. You can start thinking of things with yourself on a deeper level, examining things, being able to become a little more dispassionate about at least myself, about my life, about personal hardships and tragedies and stuff, and to look at those things in a way that was more productive and useful instead of just, I guess, swimming in swimming in my own pain kind of thing. Yeah, and it was huge. Drawing art therapy is a real thing. Drawing it was a really healthy coping mechanism for me, and a lot of times it was just stuff like this, where it wasn't encoded with what I was feeling necessarily, but it was an activity that engages my brain, but challenges me mentally, physically, getting that relationship between the mind and the hand, it's rough, it can take a while, and then after a while, you can just, your hand can just kind of like go, just knows kind of what you want it to do, or I don't know. I mean, it's a partnership, it's not just the brain. It's not just like a mental creativity and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of physical, development and stuff that comes from, teaching your hand to move in a way that matches what you're, wanting it to do. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Beyond, I guess, or better than that. But yeah, so this guy here, man, I'm going to create a little quick layer. I'm going to switch over to a brush. It should be a decent size. We're just going to go in with the gray, and I'm just going to kind of gray out, or not gray out, I guess, but just add in some super basic shade. I mean, this is still just, this is sketch, this isn't, not worried about any truly refined ideas. You get too caught up in that kind of stuff at the sketch stage, and you don't get the larger concepts behind the idea down. You get stuck on like, oh, is this like perfect? Is this, is this spike angled the right way? There's a time that I would go back into this piece if it deemed needing to do, to go any further than the sketch phase, where I might, redirect some of these spikes, texture them up a bit, go into, much tighter, more refined detail everywhere, and that's, that's part of like my design process for tattooing and stuff is, I'll come up with something really basic compositional, especially, geared towards fitting the area that the tattoo is going to go, and then start building up and fussing over details and stuff from there. And often, the true final version of the piece, the final detailing, the final creative analysis and interpretation and stuff is the version that makes it into the skin. Where I will often even leave a bit for the skin as far as the developing of the art. That way it doesn't get too, doesn't feel too copycat. Doesn't feel too much like I'm reworking everything, too much, because that is definitely a thing. Like a piece like this can easily be worked and reworked far too much to a point where it loses any of the charm that it may have at this point. And so you can still see a little bit of that pink underdrawing that's in there. I just turn that off, and now you can see just what we've done with this black, and then a little bit of gray shading. I'm actually gonna merge that all and then drop it all as one. And then I don't know how far, where are we at here? Yeah, man, we're like right there. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go too much into any finishing with this guy. Actually, we're just gonna bump this back up to full. We're gonna frame him right there, and because a big part of this, is I do want to keep these kind of short. I do want to keep this stuff light, keep it easy on myself, keep it so in a way that then I can enjoy it, and then I can continue doing it, and then I can grow and develop this whole process and doing a little art stream drawing kind of thing. There's more and more of these out there. I kind of have an idea of how I want to do one, in my own way. So we'll see how all that goes. We'll see how it develops. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited. I'm going to go over here to my end screen. Got some cool design work and stuff that we had done, for all this stuff. So we're pretty excited. Got some links. It's there we go. We got some stuff there. Links are in the description. The whole YouTube like and subscribe thing. Got a Patreon page. We got a Facebook page where we post some comics and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, this is we got our little evil spiky turtle. That's what we're doing. I will just sign this off, and we're out.
Thanks for watching.